Hi, I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and today I'm going to be going through a combat demo using the Foundry VTT implementation of Dragonbane. Let's roll it. So I want to say right off the bat that Free League Press did give me this module of Dragonbane for Foundry VTT as part of my review copy package, and I am very grateful to them for that. I have received no other compensation except for the product in order to do this demonstration and review, and hopefully in the future I'll be doing a solo play. Do also want to say that I make a lot of mistakes as I go through this demo. There are things that I'm still trying to get into my instinctual memory for running combat inside Dragonbane. So the more egregious of these, I'm actually going to break and do some commentary on it for the things that I forgot or missed and why I just left them that way. And for the other ones, I'm going to do some titles. I'll try to put those as timestamps in the bottom for folks who are visually impaired so you can see what I'm putting up as my titles for different errors that I make during this demonstration. I think that's really important. Why did I want to do this without making it perfect first? Because I think sometimes we learn when we see other folks making errors and how they got realized as they were working on them later. There's just something about seeing someone do it wrong and then say, here's what I did wrong, that I find really helpful for me. And I'm hoping it's going to be really helpful for you. Let's get to the demo. Okay, so I am still playing around with the Foundry VTT module for Dragonbane, which I will maintain as probably the best implementation of a system that I have ever seen. And I want to play around a little bit with combat. I'm still learning the rules. I want to play around with it a bit so that I can get used to it. And eventually I want to be doing a solo play for this. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And you can see I have a scene with a couple of characters, which is set up. I have Bumble Silktongue. He's a halfling merchant. And then I have Lothar Blade Dancer. We'll just say he's the bodyguard. He's a human fighter, also a veteran, which is nice. And Quentin Saltsplash, who is an ill-tempered mallard mariner. So that's fun. Ill-tempered is kind of interesting. What we can do with this is choleric temper. He can activate this ability when making a skill roll to get a boon to the roll. So you can actually become very happy with that. We'll see what the veteran thing does as well. Activating this ability at the start of a combat allows you to retain your initiative card from the previous round instead of drawing a new one. Doing so does not count as an action. That's kind of fun. I wonder how that works inside this initiative system. We're going to take a look at that. See if I can actually get us all into combat from here. I can. And you can see how it puts out the cards for drawing initiative, just like you would if you were playing Dragonbane with a physical table and a card deck. And I have a module installed. This is one of the ones that Free League recommends. That is called, as I look it up, it is called Year Zero Engine Combat. And what that does is it pretty much implements Dragonbane's initiative system and ties it in with the Year Zero engine module for that, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the cards for everybody. So we'll draw all. There is a problem. Oh, the Minotaur is going first. Look at that. But there's a problem. If you look at the Minotaur sheet, you can see that he has a ferocity of 2, which means that he can choose 2 cards for initiative. That's going to be a problem if it doesn't show up here, because how am I going to know where he's going inside combat? They did a good job with setting this up so that when you begin combat, it will automatically draw the second card for the Minotaur and put him into combat twice. Let's watch that happen. There he goes. So he is going with Bumble Silktongue, and the Minotaur are going second. That actually should be 3. That might be a little bit of an error. Let's try this out here. Initiative card. We'll change that now to... Oh, won't let us do it. Look at that. Okay. Update combat at 4. There we go. So that's what we got first, and he's going third as well. So the Minotaur is going to walk up to Lothar. Come on, walk up. There we go. And he is going to attack. Now, here's the interesting thing. Monsters inside Dragonbane do not have skills. Humanoid creatures do, like goblins and orcs and that sort of thing. They're going to have skills, attack just like a player character or an NPC will. Monsters do not. They have roll tables. And let's see the roll tables that are here. You can have the bestiary, and here's all the roll tables for the monsters. In fact, here's the Minotaur's roll table. All there I could roll on. However, I don't want to open up that roll table or have to go fishing for it all the time, and so they do a good job by putting a monster attack there. That is going to find the Minotaur's attack table, roll on it, and put the result over here. This here is the dodge or parry button. So let's take a look here and roll. Hoof kick. See how fast that is? Using its powerful legs, the Minotaur kicks the victim with its hooves. The force of the attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage, throws the victim the same number of meters away. The victim lands prone. That's going to be fun. Let's drag this down a little bit. So here's the thing about monster attacks. They automatically hit. So Lothar has got to determine whether or not he wants to try to evade this or take the attack and have a chance to use his initiative, because if he evades, that's his initiative for the turn. He's just going to take this one. That worked out well for him. He takes 2 points of damage, so we'll take -2 there. And he just gets moved 2 meters this way. So still in the mix. Bumble Silktongue wants nothing to do with this. However, he's cornered and he has no ranged weapon because he didn't have enough money to buy one. So all he has is a knife, which that's not fun. And what he's going to do, what his movement is? His movement is 10. What he's going to do is he's going to move 2, 4, 6... to there. Come on. Look there. And he's not going to try to attack. He's just trying to get around to surround him and confuse the Minotaur. Probably a good thing because the Minotaur is coming up again. And this time he's going to do a stomping attack. Jumps high in the air, comes crashing down on an adventurer who suffers 2d10 bludgeoning damage and is knocked down. He really wants to go after Lothar, so he's going to jump up and he's going to try to bludgeon him. And this time Lothar is going to give up his initiative and he is going to try to evade. He's got an evade of 12 because he's specialized in that. And he is going to roll. So I don't know why it rolled 2, but he failed that. So he can now take a condition in order to succeed or be able to roll again, or he can just take the damage. He can't take that damage, so he's going to be scared. We're going to push the roll. It's going to roll again, and we're going to take, I don't know why it's got a bane, but he succeeds with both, and so he's going to succeed and get out of that. The problem is that he's now lost his initiative. He moves 2 meters away. He's not going to be able to attack this turn. But Quentin's going to be moving back a little bit, and he's going to take out his short bow, and he's going to attack this. 18 fails. He rolls over his his short bow of 12. And again, they need to do damage here. He's going to take this as well. He's a little freaked out by this giant Minotaur that attacked him. He's going to be scared. Push that roll. Let's see if he runs. This time he succeeds and rolls a 6. Now, Quentin has a damage bonus for agility of D4, and the damage for the short bow is D10, so he's going to be able to roll a D10 and a D4 for this damage, and we'll see that in just a second here. Rolls really low, just 3 points of damage. We'll say that he was shivering so much that he aimed weird and just glanced him instead of nailing him in. He was really freaked out. That is going to end the combat round. We'll close Quentin out here, but watch what happens when we go to the next round. It's going to redraw all the cards, and this time we get to go first. Bumble is going to take Valor as the better part of discretion at this point. He's going to march up, and he's going to attack with his knife because he sees that if he doesn't, things are not going to go well. He does succeed with that. He has no bonus to his strength, and this only does D8 damage. Let's see what he rolls on it. Oh, it's an agility weapon, so he does have a bonus for that. It does 5 points of damage. You're not rolling really great damage at this point. But he gets a nice cut in for that, which leads us up to the Minotaur. What's he going to do? Cleaving chop. The beast swings its weapon over its head and brings it down with full force. The attack inflicts weapon damage plus an extra D10 and can be parried. Whoa. So he's got a two-handed axe and an extra D10. It can be parried. He's coming down on Bumble Silktongue because Bumble Silktongue just attacked him. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to have Bumble try to parry. So there's an error in this moment of the video because Bumble has already used his initiative in this combat round, which means he cannot parry this attack, even though the monster attack says it can be parried. He doesn't have an action left. It's done. This is one thing where I think playing with physical players around the table, like real people in real space, you would recognize that because the card is physically flipped over onside the table. And then that would say, okay, you can't do that because you've already gone. When you have a VTT, that doesn't get done. So there's no indication that would remind you of that. You just have to remember it. And I forgot in this instance because I just wanted Bumble to live. I guess that's not that wrong, but rules as written, it's incorrect. So he's just going to use his weapon skill and he's going to try to parry this. He's got to roll under his 12. So where's his knives? There we go. He's going to try to parry. He succeeds in parrying, so the damage gets deflected. However, the durability is only a 6. So now we're going to roll this damage here. 2d10. There's 13, and we'll roll another d10 on top of that. So 13 plus 2, so 15 is definitely greater than the durability of his knife. And so his knife is now broken. He's parried it, but he's gotten away. At least I think that's how it works. I'm still looking on this a little bit. And I want Quentin or Bumble to survive. Quentin's now going to take his next attack. He is going to be pulling out his short bow. It is a ranged attack. Let's roll. Taking a little while for those dice to go. Here we go. Rolls a 2. Definitely hits that time. So we are going to roll damage for that. And really, they are not rolling great damage. They're freaked out by this thing. -3, but they're still stinging it a little bit. And now Lothar, Blade Dancer, actually is going to get to attack with his sheet. Pull this over here, or with his sword. Broadsword comes down, and he's got a damage bonus for strength of D6. So he's got 2d6, 3d6 of damage, so he can do a good chunk if he wants to do it. Let's see what he's got here. He does hit with a 7. Let's roll his damage. And decent damage that time. That rolls 11. So now he's down to that. This gets the Minotaur his second attack. Bring the Minotaur sheet up here, and we'll roll on that attack. Bull Fist, a Furry Fist hits a player character, or Furry Fist hits a player character with full force. The attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage and leaves the victim dazed, even if their armor prevents any damage. Dazed means he doesn't get to act on his next initiative. So here's another one that I messed up. Dazed is a condition inside the game which is tied to your agility score. And it's not this thing that makes you skip your next attack. What it does is it gives you a bane on any agility-based actions inside combat, like evading. Because I didn't remember that, I forgot to mark it on the sheet, and it didn't come into play. So that's just, again, something that happens when you have all these other rule sets that are dancing around your head and you see something that's similar to something else that you go, oh yeah, that's what it means. And in this instance, I was just plain wrong. But if he tried to have evaded that, then that would have been an issue. And he's definitely attacking Lothar with that, who cannot dodge or parry because he has used his action this turn inside the initiative. So it's just 2d6 bludgeoning damage. 10 points of damage, which would put him down really far, except he has 4 chainmail armor. So that's going to bring him down to 6 points of damage. So he's not great, but it dented some of the blow a little bit, but he is also dazed. We'll just pick something like stunned. There we go. So he can't act his next initiative, which is not great. Next combat round, it's going to redraw all the cards after it gets shuffled. Minotaur goes first and second. This is not good. He can still react, though, I think. He just can't take his action. So the Minotaur for the first one is going to be doing a monster attack. Cleaving Chop. The beast swings its weapon over its head, brings it down with full force. The attack inflicts weapon damage plus an extra D10 and can be parried. He's going to try to parry this. So he can't take his action this turn anyway, but he's going to try to parry. So he needs to roll his swords. That's a 14 or under. 10, so he does succeed in parrying it. However, that is going to be 1 extra D10 plus 2 D10 for this. We're just going to roll 3 D10 straight up so I don't have to do any adding. Why do that? So 10 is the durability score. The durability hit, and his durability of his broadsword is 15. So he does not lose it. It is not broken. I also have to put this down for that. It's broken for poor Bumble. He doesn't have an attack at this point. So he actually survives. Cannot attack this turn. The Minotaur gets a second attack. Hoof kick. Using its powerful legs, the Minotaur kicks the victim with its hooves. The force of the attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage, throws the victim the same number of meters away. Victim lands prone. He's not going to be in a good mood. That would be 7 points of damage minus the 4 for, it's 4, right? 4 for the chainmail, so it does 3 points of damage. He's not well, and 7 meters away, basically. He's over on that square. We'll keep him on the thing. So he's still alive, but he's not well, and he doesn't get to act this turn. Bumble, he doesn't have anything. He's just running away. Lothar is skipped because he's dazed. We're going to clear that for him now. Let's just clear that because he's no longer dazed now. And Quentin is still standing strong. He's going to take that short bow out and roll. He rolls a 19. That is a failed. That is not a great thing. So now he is going to be definitely disheartened because we're push and roll. He can't afford to miss this. Rolls another 19. He totally misses. He's just freaked out by watching what happened to Lothar. Does not like what's going on. And we're going to be re-rolling initiative. There we go. Minotaur goes first again. It's going to step forward. He's determined to take out Lothar. Bull Fist. A Furry Fist hits a player character with full force. The attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage and leaves the victim dazed. He is going to try to evade this. Where's my evasion? There it is. He needs to roll a 12 or under. And it's a bane because he's got a chainmail on. That's what's going on. So he fails. Definitely disheartened. He does not want to miss this. And with the pushing the roll, he's now got 2 conditions. So he's not doing so good, but he does successfully evade the roll. Gets to move 2 meters away, which is good. That is actually his action this turn, though. And the Minotaur gets to go again. Steps forward. Can you imagine this acting out inside combat? Really cool. Here's this next one. Sweeping it. Oh, excuse me. No, he did a hoof kick. Using its powerful legs, the Minotaur kicks the victim with its hooves. The force of the attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage, throws the victim the same number of meters away. 2d6. Armor takes it because he's got 4 armor. Only rolled 3 damage, so he's still alive, but he's going to go 3 meters away. So basically there. He's getting kicked all over. I mean, this is just, you can see this Minotaur just coming after him. And Bumble is now up and he's just running away. He wants nothing to do with anything. He's out. But let's go to Quentin, who is totally freaked out. He's going to be taking out his bow and attacking. Rolls a 12, which is exactly what he needs to hit. Let's see what damage he does. Finally, decent damage. 14 points of damage. He's got 10 hit points left. And they survive combat because the Minotaur is now defeated. That is absolutely impressive. I love everything about that. I mean, it really could have been Lothar should have been downed a couple of times, but a couple of good rolls for damage, a couple of pushing his rolls in order to survive and not take the damage from the Minotaur as it attacked. So much fun. That was really cool. And that just that last sequence where the Minotaur is attacking him twice and can't quite put Lothar down because he's dodging away. And when he stands up, the kick comes in and hits him in the chest, but the armor takes all the damage and just pushes him back forward. And while the Minotaur is so intent on taking out this badly wounded fighter, the Mallard archer shoots him in the back and takes him out at the end. That was really cool. All right, so what do I have coming up next? Well, oh my goodness, I am in the middle of reading The Strange, which is this really cool Monty Cook cipher system game where you are going into different worlds and your personality is changing a little bit every time you go into a different world, and it just looks really cool, and I cannot wait to talk about it with all of you. I have also just gotten in the mail the Old School Essentials based version of Dark Places and Demogorgons. I am really excited to get into that because it looks way cool. I have got another couple of books that folks have sent me that they would like me to do a review on. I am really excited to start trying to read these as well. And there's some shorter rules light games, so I should be able to get the reviews out a lot faster than some of these more mammoth tomes. This is going to be a really fun fall. So until we see each other again, folks, happy playing, everyone.